You're tired, foggy, and you're not sleeping well. And you probably think it's stress, age, or bad habits. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Your body is actually running on a schedule, and your daily life is constantly breaking it. Your body operates on a 24-hour internal clock designed to sync with light and darkness. When that schedule is aligned, thousands of processes in your body stay coordinated and efficient. When it's out of sync, nothing runs as well as it should, and small disruptions get magnified over time. In this video, I'll explain how the circadian rhythm works, how common daily behaviors like morning light, morning routines, indoor lighting, evening light, and inconsistent sleep timing push that system out of alignment, and why timing and sequence matter more than most people realize. I'm Dr. Bill Berkowitz, a chiropractor with over 40 years of clinical and advanced training in functional medicine. My work is built on one core principle. The human body is designed to express health and vitality when the conditions are right. I help men and women in midlife who are experiencing declining energy, poor sleep, brain fog, weight gain, and frustration with a medical model focused on symptom management. What I do is different. I help people rebuild their metabolism, restore circadian rhythm and nervous system rhythms, and realign with the biological environment that the body requires. You cannot heal in the same conditions that created the decline. This channel is about returning to biological truth. You will learn about metabolism, hormones, nervous system regulation, circadian alignment, and learn how simple changes in timing, environment, and daily practices can restore energy, clarity, and vitality. Step out of the illness-centered model and rediscover how capable your body really is. Subscribe to learn how small changes in your daily environment can support better health. Health is simpler than you've been led to believe. Circadian rhythm is your body's internal 24-hour clock. It's the timing system that tells your body when to be awake, when to sleep, when to release hormones, when to digest food, and when to recover. It even influences when you feel sharp and focused versus slow and foggy. If you notice that your energy rises and falls at predictable times during the day, you're seeing your circadian rhythm in action. This isn't a trend or a wellness concept. This is how the human body has operated for as long as humans have existed. At the center of this system is a small region in the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or the SCN. It acts as the master timekeeper. Its job is to keep your internal biology synced with what's happening outside of you. The main signal it uses to do that is light, specifically the daily pattern of light in the morning and darkness at night. When those signals are clear, the system works well. Energy shows up when it should, sleep comes more easily, recovery happens at night, the body stays coordinated. When those signals become inconsistent, the clock doesn't stop, it drifts. Timing slips. Systems that are supposed to work together start getting out of sync. That's when sleep becomes lighter, energy less reliable, and focus harder to maintain. The key point here is simple. Circadian rhythm responds to signals, not to what you want to happen. And the strongest signal it responds to is light exposure across the day. Once you understand this, the rest of this starts to make sense. Light does more than help you see. It tells your brain what time it is. When light enters your eyes, it sends signals directly to the brain's master clock. This happens automatically. You don't have to think about it. Your brain simply reads light as a timing signal and adjusts your biology in response. Bright light during the day tells the body it's time to be awake and active. Focus improves. Energy increases. As light decreases, the brain expects the body to shift towards rest and recovery. The timing of that light matters just as much as how bright it is. Morning light helps set the clock for the entire day. It tells your brain when the day starts. Daytime light reinforces that signal. But light late in the evening can confuse the system. This is where everyday habits come in. Phones, tablets, televisions, laptops, and bright overhead lights all give off light the brain associates with daytime. When those are used at night, especially close to the eyes, the brain delays the shift into recovery mode. The clock doesn't know you're scrolling or relaxing. It only responds to light. Over time, this pushes the internal timing later. Sleep becomes harder to initiate. Energy during the day becomes less consistent. Focus suffers. Light exposure across the day plays a major role in how well you sleep, how much energy you have, and how clear your thinking feels. Those light signals are translated into action through hormones, and that's where melatonin and cortisol come in. These two hormones largely determine how you feel throughout the day. They work in opposite directions. Melatonin is the hormone that prepares the body for rest. It rises as it gets darker in the evening. Body temperature drops, alertness fades, sleep pressure builds. This process is meant to unfold naturally at night. Cortisol does the opposite. It rises in the morning and helps the body wake up. It supports focus, energy, and the ability to handle daily demands. During the day, cortisol should stay high enough to keep you alert and engaged. When light exposure follows a normal day and night pattern, these two hormones stay in sync. You feel awake during the day. Sleep comes more easily at night. The transition between the two feels smooth. When light exposure is mistimed, that rhythm starts to break down. Bright screens and overhead lights late at night suppress melatonin and delay the body's ability to wind down. Spending most of the day indoors under dim lighting weakens the cortisol signal that helps to anchor this alertness. That's when people feel wired at night but struggle to wake up in the morning. Sleep becomes lighter. Energy becomes inconsistent. Focus fades when it used to be reliable. This isn't about willpower or discipline. It's the hormonal response to confusing timing signals. And once you understand how melatonin and cortisol are supposed to alternate across the day, it becomes much easier to see why modern habits interfere with sleep, energy, and mental clarity. The circadian system evolved with very clear signals: bright light during the day, darkness at night. But that's not how most people live anymore. During the day, many people are indoors under office lighting, overhead LEDs and fluorescent lights or computer screens. Compared to natural sunlight, that light is weak. From the brain's perspective, the day never really fully gets going. And then night comes, and the opposite happens. Phones, tablets, TVs, laptops, and bright overhead lights turn on. Screens are held close to the eyes while scrolling and texting or watching shows. That light, especially from phones and tablets, looks like daytime to the brain, so the body doesn't get a clear message that it's time to slow down. Night after night, the internal clock shifts later. Melatonin is delayed, sleep drive weakens, cortisol rhythms lose clarity, energy becomes unpredictable during the day, and winding down at night gets harder. Inconsistent bedtimes make this worse. Staying up late one night, going to bed early the next, sleeping in on weekends. The circadian system depends on regular timing, and without it, the rhythm becomes unstable. None of this feels dramatic in the moment, but over time, it shows up as poor sleep, persistent fatigue, and foggy thinking. Once you recognize how these everyday habits affect timing, the path forward becomes much simpler. This isn't about adding new habits, it's about adjusting the timing of things you already do every day. The circadian system responds best to clear, consistent signals. When those signals line up, the body starts to regulate itself much more efficiently. The first shift is morning light. Getting outside shortly after waking, even for a few minutes, helps set the clock for the entire day. Morning daylight tells the brain it's time to be awake and helps shut down nighttime hormones. The second shift is brighter light during the day. Spending more time outdoors, opening blinds, or working near windows strengthens the daytime signal. Indoor lighting is often too dim, and the brain reads that as a weak day. The third shift is better indoor lighting when needed. If you're inside most of the day, use brighter, whiter light instead of dim yellow lighting. Turn on overhead lights. Use daylight or cool white bulbs in work areas, and keep blinds open when possible. It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be clearer than staying under low, warm light all day long. The fourth shift is reducing blue light at night. As evening approaches, dim overhead lights. Use warmer lamps. Put phones, tablets, and TVs down earlier, or at least turn the brightness way down. This gives melatonin a chance to rise. And the final shift is consistent sleep and wake times. Going to bed and waking up around the same time each day helps stabilize the entire system. Consistency matters more than being perfect. When timing improves, regulation improves. What surprises most people is how simple this actually is. You're not forcing the body or adding complicated routines. You're working with signals your body already responds to every single day. Light during the day, darkness at night. Consistent timing. You already wake up, you already use light, you already go to sleep. The change is adjusting when those things happen so they support your biology instead of working against it. Because the circadian system sits at the foundation, even small shifts can make a real difference. When melatonin rises at the right time, sleep becomes deeper and more restorative. When cortisol follows a clear daytime rhythm, energy feels more stable. As the nervous system becomes better regulated, mental clarity improves, fatigue starts to ease. This isn't a hack or a shortcut. It's basic human physiology. The biology behind circadian rhythm and light timing has been well established for decades. When the environment sends the right signals, the body responds. Health improves when interference is removed and timing is restored. You now have a better understanding of circadian rhythm and how light, timing, and daily habits influence how your body functions. Try some of the simple timing shifts you've learned today and see how it affects your sleep, your energy, and mental clarity. Let me know what you notice in the comments below. If you found value in this video, like it and share it so more people can understand how their biology actually works. It's time to move beyond an illness-centered approach and rediscover how capable your body really is. Subscribe to learn how small changes in your daily environment can support better health. Health is simpler than you've been led to believe. I'll see you in the next video.